All right, so I wanted to get on here and kind of shine a light on something that we're not really talking about. And what that is the importance of credit. Yeah, you may think you know how important it is to have a great credit score, but do you understand what it actually means to have a good credit score? How is that going to save you money? How could you travel for free? How can you do certain things that you perhaps only dream about? Let's talk about it. Well, what is credit, right? Credit is simply the ability to borrow money or access goods, services, with the understanding that you're going to go ahead and pay it back. So that's number one, very important. That's basically the definition based on Googling it. What is credit? So that's the definition. Very simple. Okay, so here's the thing that we're not really touching on Google, or even family members or parents, that we're just not talking about what it is important to try to achieve a perfect score of 820, 840, even 850. Could that be possible? Yes, it could be possible. How could it be possible? It's very simple, actually. So everybody knows that credit, if you want to have a good credit, you want to have a great payment history with a credit card. Yes, but it doesn't end there. There's way more to just a credit card. There's an installment loan, there's real estate loans that help you achieve that high credit score in the 800s. It is so important to say, okay, I'm going to get a $500 credit card, and I'm going to make sure that I make the payments on time. I like to personally try to make payments before the due date is due. Actually, when the statement, the credit statement actually comes due. So that in itself tells the lender, hey, this person is responsible. This person wants to go ahead and pay his debts as he agreed to pay. That is super important. Why? Because say you get approved for your very first credit card, a rebuild credit card, which we're going to touch on that. Once you get a $500 limit, you make your payment for, say, 6 months on time, or even before the time is up. Guess what's going to happen in 6 months? You're going to then turn around and say to the lender, hey, lender, I need a credit increase. Well, what's going to happen? They're going to review your payment history. You're also going to do this when you don't have any balance on the card. So you're using your card for, gas, you're using your card for maybe a little bit of groceries, something that you could definitely pay back within the 30 days or within the 20 days that you charge the card, okay? Once you do that, you then go back to the lender and say, hey, I want an increase on my credit, on my balance, on my available credit. They're going to review it, and most likely they're going to go ahead and increase it. Now you went from 500 to 750 or 1,000 or even 2,000. I know because I've done this. I'm telling you because this is experience. And how could you achieve that credit score that you want? And why do you want to achieve that credit score that you're looking for? All of these perks and all of these accolades and all of this, free this and free that. You have to have great credit in order to achieve those things. Now the Instagram or the TikTok and the what's the other one, Snapchat, and all of those other influencers, they want to show you, the glitz and glamour, but behind the scenes, there's either A, someone's paying for that with some hard-earned money, or B, they're actually paying for that on points, on credit card points. And we'll touch on that in this series as well. So what's important? You want to go ahead and establish your credit. Listen, I understand. Some of us have little to no credit whatsoever, or we're trying to rebuild our credit. What does that look like, right? Well, it looks like the first thing that you need to do is go ahead and get you a bank account. That's super important. There are so many banks out there that right now they don't check your credit. They don't check check systems, which check systems, you know, some of us know what that means. Basically, for those that don't know what that means, is they look for if you've ever bounced a check in your life, or they'll look for any misuse of your bank account. So if you go into check systems negatively, well, they, you know, the Bank of Americas or the Wells Fargo's or the Chase, the big banks, they don't want to go ahead and have anything to do with you. So they'll go ahead and deny you and say, no, we can't open up an account for you. But there's a lot of banks out there that they don't care about your credit. They don't care about check systems. And they're out there. You could go ahead and research them. Do that small Google view of or search of you know, banks with no credit score or banks with no credit checks. I believe Chime is one, and I'll link a link down below, or I'll give you something to go ahead and check them out. But there's so many opportunities out there. It starts with a credit. Starts with a bank. I'm sorry. It starts with a bank. You take your bank, you deposit $200-300. You want these Nikes, or do you want these Jordans this month? Say no to Jordan. Jordan is already a billionaire. You're trying to get there, right? Say no to Jordan. You take those $200, you deposit it in your bank account. You go ahead and start doing direct deposit into your bank account. You establish a history with your bank. And then that same bank is going to go ahead and give you also a credit card. Okay? Chime is one of them. They go and they take, and this is not a sponsored ad. I don't even have a link to actually share with you that I'll get paid on the back end for. None of that. I'm just trying to give you guys some free information to get your credit life back, or get your credit life in order to go ahead and be able to travel, to be able to go ahead and own that home. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there are just tired of renting. Well, this is how you do that, right? This is how you establish that credit. There's a lot of information we're going to cover in this series. This is basically an intro. So who am I? Let's go ahead and go back, actually, and say who I am. My name is Adriel, and you're here to go ahead and try to get as much as financial information that you're not gathering from all these other channels. Here, I'm going to tell you the details of how you do it. Okay, so either take the remote and pause it, get yourself a notepad and just write stuff down, or just, you know, return to this video later, rewind, fast forward, listen to whatever you need to listen to in order to go ahead and get this in order. So step number one, open up a bank account. Open up a bank account with even a bank that doesn't check credit, with a bank that doesn't check systems. Okay, establish a relationship with them. It's not going to be overnight. Not everything is, you know, 2-day shipping or next day shipping. Okay, it's not going to be a just add water situation. You're going to need to work at it. If you're 19 years old, if you're 40 years old, if you're 60 years old, whatever the gap is, you took that time to damage your credit. Now we're going to go ahead and take this time to go ahead and start rebuilding the credit. It's so important. In this series, we're going to talk a lot about a lot of different things. Why you need credit, why you need to save a lot of money. You know, banks actually like those people that don't have good credit. They may give you a hard time and say, no, we can't approve you at this time. You have to work on this, that, and the other. And then you work on it for like 2 or 3 months, and then you up your credit score just over their threshold, 580 credit score, let's just say. So you go over to 581, and now you get approved. They love it. Why they love it? Because now they could charge you 29%. They could charge you 29% on products and services and goods, right? And you don't want that. You want to have a great credit score in order to be able to say, no, I don't want to bank with this person. No, I don't want to do, I don't want to do business with this person. Let me see who gives me the best rate, because guess what? I worked hard for my credit, and I want to be able to save money to be able to go ahead and do the things I actually want to do. So now let's take an easy example. You go to a car dealership, let's just say. They'll charge you 15% on your used car, right, that you just got for $15,000. They charge you 15%. Guess what your payment's going to be? It's going to be close to $700. On that same car, $15,000, you say you get nowadays, the used car market, great credits, you probably get a 7%. Well, now you're saving money. So instead of $700 per month, you're probably getting that $400 a month car payment that you really wanted. That's a savings of $300. Okay. So step one, we're talking about you're going to open up a bank account. Step two, you're going to then wait about a month, maybe less, maybe at least about 30 days to go ahead and open up a credit card that's going to go ahead and help you establish your credit. You're not going to care what that interest rate is, because what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and make a purchase today, and within a week or two, you're going to make payments to that. So you can go ahead and have a zero running balance all the time. And then the bank is going to say, I don't like this person paying off their balance before it's due. Let's go ahead and give them more money. But you're not going to go back to the old mentality that got you here because you got bad credit, right? You're going to go ahead and say, no, I'm now going to go ahead and make sure that I'm doing well by myself, first of all. Then I'm going to go ahead and do well by my lenders. And above all, I'm going to do well by God, because basically if you borrow something, you have to pay it back. That's biblical. So we're then going to go ahead and say, the lenders, is going to say, well, we don't like this person not paying any interest rate on their credit card, because they make a boatload of money with credit cards. Boatload of money. They're charging people out here between 24 to 29% interest rates on credit cards. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open up a regular credit card, maybe one of those debt rebuilder credit cards or whatever have you. And then you're going to go ahead and start getting gas, once a week, once every 10 days. And then you're going to turn around with that same money that you were going to go ahead and pay that gas. You're not going to go ahead and, you don't have extra money. This is not girl math. You're going to go ahead and take that same money. You're going to put it in your bank, and then you're going to go ahead and pay it 2 or 3 days later, so that you have a zero running balance on your card. So that's very important. That's how you're going to start establishing credit. And then, number 3, you're then going to go ahead and get you an installment loan. This is very important. And this is very easy, actually. You can go to a furniture store, maybe get you a decent couch, let's just say. Once you establish the credit with your credit card, they're going to go ahead and approve you for, $500-600, maybe $1,000. But you're not going to spend the entire thing. You're going to get approved for $1,000, but you're going to go ahead and try your very best not to spend more than $300 after they approved you for that $1,000. Even if you don't need it, you still need to have an installment loan under your belt so that your the credit unions look to see that you're responsible with an installment loan, and look to see that you're responsible with what's called a revolving loan. And what's a revolving loan? Revolving loan is a credit card. Okay, so once you do those two things, you're going to start seeing your credit score start jumping. And then what you're also going to do is you're going to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and start working on any past due debts that I've had on my credit. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you, maybe on the next video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you how you can get rid of some bad debt on your credit report. The real way to get rid of bad debt on your credit report. A lot of videos out there right now are going to tell you, you know, send a letter, dispute it. You're a good person. If you're a Christian, you know you're not just going to dispute something that you actually owe, because that's called lying. What you're going to do, I'm going to share with you. It's going to be details, but I'm going to leave that for the next video. Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I hope this video helped you just a little bit, at least. And look out for the next video. It's coming soon. Thank you.